Hello and welcome back to the Variant Geek Podcast. My name's Brennan.
I'm Zach, and Jason may or may not be here.
I guess we'll find out. We'll see how long this Deep Rock game really goes.
Yeah, they can either go like 5 minutes, depending on when he started, or like 2 hours. So.
It's him and his brothers are donkey doo-doo, so we might not hear from Jason today.
True. Which sad day, but
knowing
don't
him,
leave.
It'll be like last second.
We know Jason's the life of this podcast, but don't leave. Please.
It may be a fickle, fleeting life, but there it is. We know it's him.
But how you been doing?
Honestly, a little sad. Jason David Frank passed away. As by now, if there's anyone listening to this, they probably know that. And if you don't feel bad. He was the OG Red Power Ranger, our boy, and he played Tommy. Try not to cry right now because that was a big part of my childhood. But I hate to start it on a serious note, but like look out for your peeps, the ones you might least expect. You never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, check in on the ones that smile the most. Anyway,
in other news,
in positive news,
The Witcher 3 is getting a free next gen update.
Yeah,
in December, with a lot of upgrades just for free, which is actually really nice and really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be able to play it off my hard drive anymore, so that's cool.
Dang.
I also joined the League of Next Geners.
I mean, you're like a half next gener.
Okay, but like I'm basically next gen. All right.
Yeah.
It was $300.
In other news, Funko news, actually, they actually bumped up shipping dates for a lot of their new stuff that was supposed to come out this holiday season. So I think that's really exciting because instead of getting a piece of paper from people being like, we ordered you this, it's coming in a couple weeks, people can actually get these products for holidays. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Jujutsu Kaisen ones are postponed for February, so F me, but that's okay.
Oh, that's great because I'm not getting Chalice Collectibles isn't mailing me my Full Metal ones that are out until my Gojo ships.
Yep.
So.
And they were supposed to be out now, I believe. It's supposed to be like between August and November originally.
The other good, we have some upcoming Berserk news. We might share that in the next episode, depending on when we record that.
Yep.
But the official Berserk page has a countdown timer for, I think, December 7th.
Exciting.
I think that's when it is. I'm hoping they announce a new anime.
What's with this new Naruto?
Huh?
What's with the new Naruto countdown?
I think they actually might be going through with like just the remake of the original Naruto.
Okay.
And I don't know, like as cool as like seeing updated visuals and stuff for that would be.
I ain't gonna watch it again.
I don't know if I care to watch the original Naruto. If they did it with Shippuden, I would probably rewatch it again.
See, I would watch like key moments that I really liked. Like I would watch parts of the Chunin exams. I'd watch the Sasuke Retrieval Squad battles and stuff like that. But yeah. I would not watch the whole thing again.
No, I don't. No, I've watched it twice, I think.
Good Lord, man.
And I think that's good for me for now.
I barely survived one.
Other news, Callisto Protocol's coming out this week.
Yep.
Which I'm excited for. I also didn't know this. The girl who plays... Oh my gosh, why can't I think the character's name? In The Boys, she's the female of the squad that doesn't speak. You know who I'm talking about?
That doesn't speak?
She's the one that's in love with Frenchie.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
I feel like it starts with a K.
I almost said Kiriko, but...
It might be Kiriko. No, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. But that actress is in the Callisto Protocol, I think, as one of the main actors.
Really?
I didn't know that, and then I saw a post about it on Twitter. But, yeah, so that game, I'm really excited. I'm going to probably stay up all night on Thursday to play it.
I feel that. Scarlet and Violet came out, and that's what I was doing with that.
Yeah, how is that? I've heard very iffy technical reviews.
Here's my thing. Yeah, I keep seeing all the complaints and the technical reviews, and I see all the videos of all these game-breaking crashes and glitches. I've had none of that. Like, other than some, like when my Switch is docked, some of the frame rates are a bit oofy poopy at times. But honestly, that was like the first couple of days, and now I haven't really noticed it at all. The only thing I had is I was riding the mount and I jumped off of a cliff to land a little bit lower down, and I like got stuck midair. I was like, "Oh, come on!" But then it just popped me back straight on the ground. I was like, "Oh, okay." It was like 3 seconds. So I personally, I'm having a great experience with it. It's my favorite experience since Diamond and Pearl.
Speaking of that, they already banned a Pokemon in competitive play.
Yeah, it's shoot.
It's Houndstone.
I was gonna say it's Houndstone because of his revenge. He can have a 300 attack base with 100 accuracy. Which is
because
nuts.
He deals. It's a 50 power with 100% accuracy, but then it
goes
gains
up
50 for every
knocked out
fainted,
team member. Yeah.
So it can go up to 300, and then I think with another move you can double it to 600, and you can make him go because his speed doubles in a sandstorm. And so if you throw out like a Tyranitar or something before that, and then throw him out there, you can basically speed blitz any Pokemon in the game.
Yep.
Which, that makes sense why it's banned already.
Exactly. I think I might. My brother keeps trying to like force me to play with him.
Are you just gonna get a sound?
Houndstone?
Yeah.
I already have like 3. Come on now.
Are you just gonna use that against him?
I might.
Fair enough.
Brody, if you're listening to this, no, you aren't. But yeah, no, I really like the game. It's good. I do have to say I think a lot of the evolution lines are some of the laziest I've seen in a long time.
Fair.
But like at the same time, I get it. We're over 1,000 Pokemon now. Homie's tired.
Yeah, I just
but still.
The game just doesn't look as like, I guess, pretty in a sense. Like it feels like Game Freak was just a little lazy on this one.
It was more they were trying to push for a release rather than perfection, which is unlike them, which is sad.
Yeah, because I mean we haven't gotten like a mainline Pokemon game. Like Arceus, I don't think really counts.
No.
So like a mainline Pokemon game since Sword and Shield.
Right.
And it's just, I'm surprised that they really didn't, pull out all the works for it. Because like Breath of the Wild still looks phenomenal, and I guarantee that, I mean, like this year there's 2 games that are up for Game of the Year that it's going to be one of those 2. Everybody knows it's going to be one of those 2. The chances it's not one of those 2 is basically slim. It's either God of War or Elden Ring.
Yeah, it could go either way. I personally think it should go Elden Ring just because of the influence it's had, but...
Oh, yeah, like, granted, like, yeah, God of War has sold technically more copies at a faster rate.
Yeah.
But nobody's really talking about it. Everybody was talking about Elden Ring and showing videos, and videos were just surfacing and flooding the internet for weeks on end after release. Mm-hmm. Like, I've heard people talk about how great God of War is, but that's it. I'm not seeing any clips. I'm not, like, nothing. And so, but next year, I mean, you got Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy, which should be really fun.
I'm hyped, man.
You got Tears of the Kingdom, the next Legend of Zelda game, which is probably gonna... I wouldn't be surprised if it won. Dead Space remake, Silent Hill 2 remake. Horror fans are actually eating really good for once. But enough of that. Let's get into the draft. And I guess since Jason's not here, do you want to share what our draft's going to be of?
Yeah, sir. This will be a quick one. We're going to just do our top 3 favorite funkity poppities. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any list overlap here.
I sincerely doubt it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Go for it, brother.
All right. I would definitely say my number 3 would probably... Oh, geez. Because I have some good ones. I think it's a tie. I hate to do that, but I think it's a tie between my Batman Who Laughs and my Tanjiro vs. Rui.
And you got the Batman in Seattle, didn't you?
Yeah, I did at Pikes Peak.
Pikes Place. Yeah,
Pikes Place, not Pikes Peak. That's a
You're
series.
Good. You're good, bro. I think my number 3. solely because of the story behind it. I think you already know where I'm going with this, and how infuriating that day was, and yet it is still one of my most valuable. Is going to be my Walter White in his underpantaloons with his handgun.
I just love the fact that Jason and I were like, okay, bye, have fun.
Just fucking dipped on me, dickheads. I don't even care that I just said inappropriate words. It was warranted. They abandoned me in my time of need.
You could have left. You could. There's no way that man could have forced you there.
You know, it's. I mean, he could have just jumped on me.
Oh well. I mean, he was a very large individual.
I'd just be dead at that point.
My number 2 is gonna have to go to. It's another tie, just because they're the same character, just different robes. But my Darth Revan.
I was gonna say your Revans. I knew it was gonna be your Revans.
Because if you know me, you know one of my favorite games of all time is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Really, I didn't know that. I
know, right? And I never really had any like merchandise from that game. And other than my hoodie that I found, I found it off a Facebook ad, which is sketchy enough.
But you got it.
And I did, and I have been wearing that hoodie for the past like six-ish years.
Bro, it's faded.
I don't care, because it has Revan and Malik with the why am I blanking? Revan and Malik with the rule of 2 on the front, and then the Sith code on the back. Really cool. And so when I think Brendan found it at GameStop when GameStop still existed in Mitchell.
Yep.
And he felt a little bad, and so he gave it to me, and then I bought it.
Yeah, it was a mixture of both. I had no intention of holding on to it anyway, because not only I was like, well, I want it because I was a collector, but at the same time, I, at the time, didn't have the same love for the series as you do. Still don't. I mean, I like it, and I finally have played it, and I enjoy it. But I was like, this is wrong. And not 15 minutes earlier, I got a Johnny Silverhand, like 6-inch statue for like $10.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I was like, I already got a win today, baby.
And then the other one came in the collector's box with Bastila.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What's your number 2?
Bro, I have too many. See, I have kind of a tie for similar reasons, because they have a similar function. But my professor, Shelley Oberon, which is Jack Black's character in Jumanji, and my Orin Scrivello DDS, the dentist in Little Shop. And I mean, it's really only a tie, because I didn't buy it because I liked the Jumanji movie. It was good, but I bought it because I got called Jack Black from Jumanji about 7,000 times while we were doing Mamma Mia and I was playing Bill.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, hey, that's mini me. And then the dentist, for the same reasons, I played the dentist when I did the production. So they both have sentimental value of, I did that. So those are, I guess I'd say those, my 2. Also, this is very impromptu. We decided this like 10 minutes ago. So like, to my other 300 Funkos that won't get mentioned, I'm sorry, Daddy still loves you.
Yeah. To my other like 60. I'll catch up to you eventually.
Don't.
I don't really have room for it. My 60 Funkos are almost like taking over my entire.
I don't have room for it, and I just got the whole Sopranos line. How do you think I feel?
But I'd say number 1. Gosh, I'm gonna have to go with Joker from Persona 5.
You look like Joker from Persona 5.
Persona 5 is one of, I think, like 2 or 3 games. That's, yeah, give or take. That has actually like made me cry multiple times throughout my entire playthrough of it, and has also like just made me absolutely hate certain like villains in the game just because of how well they're written and like how big of an impact, and like the fact that you can relate somewhat, since they are like stuff like that and dealing with like real world issues. And so, yeah, definitely Joker from Persona 5 is probably my number 1.
Nice. For me, honestly, man, I'm just like speed scrolling through my list of 309 here. I'd have to say, at first glance, probably my number 1 is my Twin Axe Gimli. Just because Lord of the Rings is like my favorite series of all time. Book, movie, and video game world. God, we need an update. Yeah, I don't know, and just get it the story behind how I got that pretty much whole line and everything too. Just a lot of good memories. I'll just really quickly spat my honorable mentions. Yeah, I'm not gonna name them, or we'll be here for 300 names. But I mean, all of my like recent anime ones, just because of all of that, and my Full Metals, my Warhammers, my Bethesda Game Studios, my Star Wars. God, I love all the little bastards. But specific honorable mentions, I'd say my Yuji Itadori with Slaughter Demon from San Diego Comic Con is a big one, and then my 3 chase variants I have or 4. I forgot I got Angus Young with the horns. I have 4 chases where I previously had 0 like a year ago, so I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah.
You have any honorables?
I would probably say Geralt on Roach is an honorable mention. I also,
yeah. That's like one of the last ones we got there.
Yeah, I think it was. Yaskier, just because I love his character. I think it's perfectly casted in the show. And that show is definitely going to go downhill once Henry Cavill leaves.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance, but it's just going to be weird.
Yeah, especially with just the amount of hours we've spent watching Henry Cavill as Geralt.
Yep.
Actually, I think Mandalorian IG-11 also holds a special place just because it's one of the first ones I ever got.
Yeah, I remember that.
At Barnes & Noble.
The Barnes & Noble.
And we got it for like $20, and now it's worth like $100.
That is like the first and last Funko I bought at a Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. No. I bought 2 Matrix ones and a Letterkenny one last time I went to a Barnes & Noble.
That's right.
But I guess since Jason's not here yet,
and we're 20 minutes in, let's just go for it.
So in the spirit of the holiday season, we're going to talk about Christmas movies. Break out the Mariah Carey.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Chrysler. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, so if we're going to be talking about our favorite Christmas movies and our recommendations for Christmas, I would be not doing my job as a host of the world's greatest and most informative nerd podcast without letting you know that Violent Night is either going to be the greatest or crappiest movie ever released when it comes out pretty soon here.
Yeah, I have high hopes for it. It
Me
looks
too.
like it'll be a really
great
fun
cast.
movie. And I think it'll go up.
Leguizmo's a little in my tiffed corner right now, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. But I'm hopeful for it.
It looks like Nobody, but snow.
Yeah. Or Bullet Train.
Or Bullet Train more. What am I saying? Yeah, more Bullet Train with the comedy.
But so
I need to go to Box Lunch and get those Funkos. Anyway.
Obviously, the typical question is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Dude, I'm going to say yes. I mean, think about Alan Rickman. Homie said, ho, ho, ho. Clearly a Christmas movie.
Clearly.
I mean, think about it. Homie's like, I'm Santa Claus. And I'm like, bro, I believe it. I believe it. That's Santa. He may have a bomb and threatening to kill like 70 people, but he's Santa.
Exactly. So on that one, I mean, Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas. I think those are the only 2 that take place on Christmas Eve / Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Would you count the Harry Potter movies as Christmas movies? Because I think most of them have at least like a small, like 15 to 20 minute at most.
See,
scene.
Here's why I'm going to say no. How much time is covered usually in those movies or books? Individually, not like over the whole thing.
Like how long are the movies?
Not like time-wise, but like it's a school year. It's 8 to 10 months, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's not the primary focus or setting of the movie. So I mean,
think... one of the biggest things happens, or in Chamber of Secrets happens because of Christmas, because that's when Harry gets his invisibility cloak.
Okay. I'm not changing my answer. They're not.
Fair enough. So what would you outside of Die Hard, because we all know that's the goated Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What would you say your favorite Christmas movie is?
Jesus, favorite? I could watch Home Alone until I died.
You want to know something? Never seen Home Alone.
Really?
Never seen it. Probably never will.
See, my thing with it is not only is it just an instant classic because we watch it every year, we
Mhm.
watch that and Christmas Story every year, no matter what, without fail.
I have seen Christmas Story.
Now, I like Christmas Story. I do. And that's also like an up there classic for me. But I have more enjoyment in Home Alone because people get hurt. Um, but the performance of Pesci, it is so unique watching that movie with him because Pesci is normally a F bleep 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 F bleep bleep kind of actor. That's just kind of what he gets cast. You know, he's a mafioso or he's just like a smooth talker from Brooklyn who be cussing like crazy. And
Yeah.
you have him in this family friendly, albeit violent, family friendly movie. And knowing all of what I know now, thank you Netflix, movies that made us, of what into that movie, I already loved it and respected it. But just knowing all of the stars perfectly aligning for this thing to get made that went into this movie, I just love it. I mean, Macaulay Culkin's performance as a child is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
The tiny amount that, oh my God, John Candy's in the movie, and yet he's still one of the more memorable characters in it. Catherine O'Hara's performance is great as always. I'm so sorry, guy that played Harry. I can't remember your name off the top of my head, but he's wonderful. There's no lacking performances in the movie, and I mean, I thought that then, and I still think that now. Now that I've gone through the whole, I'm a trained actor. So yeah, I don't know. I love Home Alone, and you need to watch it.
Yeah, maybe eventually. I mean, technically, Star Wars. Mm-hmm. That's all. The Star Wars Christmas special.
Heck yeah.
No, I think Jim Carrey's The Grinch is really good. It has some really quotable moments in it.
Mm-hmm.
And just the fact that he can just his facial control.
I was gonna say you did say Jim Carrey's the Grinch, right?
Yeah, is ridiculous. Like that man has just such ridiculous control over his face. But oh gosh, because I really like The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a good one, and I consider that more of a Christmas movie than a Halloween movie.
You would,
I would.
even though the title song is "This Is Halloween."
Yes.
Okay, it's okay to
Because
be wrong.
it is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, but this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
But
This is
the
Halloween. Everybody make a
Boogie
scene.
Man
Ride with the moon
takes
in the dead of.
Santa Claus. He takes Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm messing.
Um, there is a animated movie on, I think it's on Netflix, that I've heard is really, really, really good that I haven't seen yet that I kind of want to see, and that's Klaus. I've heard it's really good. Let us know in the comments if you've seen it. I've heard it's really good though.
Yeah.
There was, oh gosh, I think it was I want to say it was 3 or 4 years ago. It was arguably one of the worst Christmas movies I have ever seen in my entire life. So it's a foreign Christmas movie, all right, and it's horror. And so, to my understanding, is these people are turning into Santa Clauses.
What?
My understanding, and Santa Claus is this cannibalistic being, and they're eating people and stuff like that. And the kid eventually finds out or something, and then because this dad's a butcher, and then they have a Santa Claus locked up, and then they start chopping out, and then it ends with them rounding up all of the freaking Santa Clauses that are all just naked hobo men running around into a cow pen that's electrified, so then they could kill them all or something.
You confuse and concern me.
It was a fever dream. That movie was bad.
That movie didn't happen. You're on something, man.
Let us know in the comments if you watched hobo men be rounded up like cattle. If there's going to be
a time that someone actually comments on one of these, dear God, I need it to be now. I need to know, and I don't need to know. I could look it up, but I will not look that up.
You don't want to look up naked hobo men rounded into a pen like cattle?
Zach, you know exactly what kind of lists you get put on typing that in, right? Let alone saying that.
I'm already on probably a decent amount less.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. What are you doing here?
Well, I call you Chris Handsome.
There you go. Yeah, can we talk about something nice and happy again? Year Without a Santa Claus is good.
I do like the Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's
National
Christmas
Lampoon's,
Vacation
yeah.
with Chevy Chase.
Classic. Freaking classic.
Even
And
though,
since we're talking about Funkos, they have a Funko this year of the cover of him getting zapped with the lights.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh nice. I'm trying to think of another like really, really good Chris. I mean, you have the Polar Express. I'm not a huge fan of it.
You're not?
I mean, it's okay. Like, it's not bad. I
Is
know.
it an uncanny valley thing with you? Is it an uncanny valley thing for you, or you just don't like it?
That's the word I was looking for. I was going to mention that like people don't like it because of how like realistic without being realistic it is.
Yes, I think I like that movie for one scene and one scene only. When the train gets stopped on the ice. Oh, the caribou! Just the way the dude says it.
Fair
Every
enough.
time. And then they pull on the dude's beard. Oh! I love it.
You have the good old classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
In that same pack, you also have Year Without a Santa Claus.
I don't know what that is.
Have you not seen that? That's where the I'm Mr. White Christmas.
That's
I'm
what
Mr.
that's
Snow.
from.
Yeah, that's the Heat Miser and Snow Miser song.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that's from. It's Santa's like, man, I'm sick. And they're like, let's go do it. And then they crash.
And then they crash because they're garbage.
Because they're elves and they're stupid. I need to watch it. I haven't seen it in 100. That's also one of those like stop motion looking like Rudolph.
Speaking of that, why is it that elves, folklore, video game, myth, whatever, are tall as shit? The elves that look for Santa Claus are tiny. Why?
Okay, so it's not every single like fantasy thing, because I mean you also have like several cultures where elves are these tiny little hidden woodland creatures. I think it's 50-50, and I think that's why Santa's elves are small, because that's more of a Germanic lore with Father Christmas and everything, and that's also one of those cultures. Like the Norse cultures believe elves are, the tiny little dudes that like live in the mountainside, and you leave them gifts at their tiny village and they bring you good luck. So it's probably where that comes from.
Those are gnomes.
Yeah, the same thing. It's the same. They come from the same thing.
That's just weird because I'm more used to the tall elves.
And I think that's more of like the term like, oh god, like Elvin, Sylvan, or some shisa.
Like why doesn't Santa Claus have like Elrond working for him?
I love that.
Forging the 7 rings.
Right.
I will say once again, I don't know. I think we've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. They should have used Clamavi de Profundis in
this final song.
Yeah, in Rings of Power for the final song, because their version is so much better.
It's true.
It sounds just better, especially when you have more than one person singing it.
Agreed.
But alas, I guess we get no Jason this week.
I'm trying to think if there's. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I really like. Oh God. Oh no, what's the name of the movie? Anna Kendrick was in it. It was very recent. She's either the daughter of Santa or like niece or some crap. And
I think I know what you're talking about, but I could not tell you the name of it.
Yes, that's a good one. There's also one where it's Amelia Clark working in a store in like the UK that has Christmas year round in the shop, and this is cute. It's a cute one where she's like, "Man, the world sucks," and it's like, "Oh no, it doesn't." And it's like, "Oh, okay, awesome." And I mean, you got the classics like "It's a Wonderful Life." Have you seen that?
So I don't know if I have.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
I don't know.
Because that's a good movie. The dude, so he's gonna kill himself. He goes to the bridge to jump off and kill himself, and I don't remember exactly what happens, but there's an elf who has an elf. an angel who has yet to have earned his wings, who helps him, blah blah blah, meaning Christmas, and then boom, he at the very end, big surprise, and after he helps him, bells start ringing, and then the kid's like, "This is Angel get wings," and he's like, "Oh, there you go," and he's like cheering the elf's name, and everyone's like, "This dude's on crack." But it's a good movie. It's just old. Um. Oh! Why am I blanking? Scrooge.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is the Christmas Carol?
You also got Batman Returns.
Bro.
It takes place during Christmas.
Is that a majority of the movie is Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I guess Batman Returns.
Because I'm literally just looking through a list of controversial Christmas movies.
Careful.
The Harry Potter movies are on this list.
Oh, the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen.
I think I only have seen one of those.
Really? They're so good.
I mean, yeah.
There's Krampus, I guess.
Oh yeah, because Krampus actually wasn't too bad. Like, I don't know, there's a decent chunk of Christmas horror movies that are like okay. Like Black Christmas, I think, is another one. God. Oh, Gremlins. One of my least favorite movies. I hate Gremlins.
I don't know why you hate it, but fair enough. Opinions are opinions.
I can't. Let us know in the comments what your favorite Christmas movies are, and all the Christmas movies we forgot because we don't remember. Because yeah.
Also, okay. No, actually, no. I'll talk to you about that after because it has nothing to do with this whatsoever.
Fair enough. But yeah, and also keep an eye out for our next episode, which is going to be on Winter Wonderland and gaming.
Yeah.
We'll talk about all things Christmas event and snow levels.
And we hope you enjoyed this Home for the Holiday Movies episode.
Yeah, and hopefully this helps you get in the spirit by being like, yo, go watch those movies, and then you get in the spirit.
Exactly, and then we'll say, go play these games, and you'll be like, it's October. And we'll be like, oh, yeah, it's been over a year.
Yeah.
Whoops, forgot to upload.
Silly me. I really did the hat. Okay, you know we should probably just end there.
Yeah. Jason decided to put in the chat some of his top favorite movies, and just to give his opinion. I can't talk like him. These have all. Oh, we didn't say anything about Elf.
The only version of Elf I have ever seen
is MACT's.
Yep.
So your only impression of Elf isn't Will Ferrell, but Jonathan Freeman.
Yep.
You poor bastard. You're never gonna watch that movie, are you?
Probably not.
Wow. But yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Elf, the OG Rudolph with Yukon Cornelius. I don't know why he says like there's not a Yukon Cornelius. How the Grinch Stole Christmas and The Nightmare Before Christmas are his picks. So if you're trying to live like Jason, who's a flake, there you go.
Yeah.
Notice how he didn't say Home Alone? That's all I'm going to say.
Notice how he didn't say Die Hard?
Exactly. But anyway, I'm going to go watch the Apple Cup now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.